Hello everyone. Today we are going to start the chapter number 2 from Geography, Land, Soil and Water. This chapter was divided into three parts, and soil and land we have discussed earlier, and now we are going to discuss the water resources for class 8th, and today the date is 29th May 2020. So let's get started. Water. Water is an important component of natural environment. Water is not only essential for drinking purposes, but it is also provide shelter to many of the organism. It is tasteless and colorless substance that covers about three-fourths of the Earth's surface. The Earth is therefore called the water planet or blue planet. About 97.5% of the earth water is saline, while only 2.5% water is fresh. And out of 2.5% of that fresh water, the 79% of the fresh waters occurred in the glaciers or in the ice sheets in the mountainous regions, Greenlands and Antarctica. So the water is also found in the rivers, streams, ponds, and lakes. Melting snow is also a source of fresh water. So, only 1% of the fresh water is available and useful for human beings. So, as you can see in this picture, the entire water is divided into the percentage, and 97.5% water is in oceans, and remaining 2.5% water. Out of that 2.5%, almost 79% is in the form of glaciers and in icebergs, that is of frozen water, and 20% occurs with the groundwater, and only 11% water is there with us in the form of lakes and available streams. So in the lakes, and about 38% is absorbed by the soil, that is on the in the form of the underground water, and the remaining water, that is in the water in river, and some percent of the water available in the atmosphere in the form of water vapor. So the entire quantity of the water will remain same. It will not be added or deducted. It could be in the form of solid, liquid or gaseous forms. In this module, we are going to discuss about the water cycle. So, water is the most precious substance of the earth. It is not static. Static means fixed. It moves continuously. When water can neither be added or subtracted from the earth's surface, which we have already discussed in the previous module. The total volume of the earth water remained constant. Water from the ocean and the huge water bodies evaporated and condenses to form the clouds. Finally, it precipitates back to the Earth's surface, and the whole cycle of the water circulation is known as the hydrological cycle or the water cycle. As you can see in this module, we have the oceanic area. Due to the heat from the sun, the water get evaporated, that will be formed in the form of water vapors. Those water vapors move upside in the air and get cooled down. So that cooling down of the water vapor, it will be called condensation. When that condensed clouds became quite heavier, they started precipitation. So precipitation is the kind of rainfall that occurs due to the heavier quantity of amount of water in the clouds. Then when the rainfall is there, the stream also originate, and the rivers ultimately came and deposited and merged with the oceanic areas, and the again collection of water is there, and the again continue process of collection, evaporation, condensation and precipitation move on, and this continue process will keep on continuing. Water cycle could be completed in one single day or one complete hour itself, because this process is really very faster. It keep on continuing. As we have discussed in the land resources, the rocks keep thousands of years to get completed, so the rock cycle is quite bigger, but the water cycle is a very smaller time consuming cycle, which keep on continuing and could be completed thrice, four, five times, and many more times in a single day as well. Next, in this module, we are going to see the uses of the water resources. As we all must be knowing that we usually every day use the water in our daily life. But apart from that, there are thousands of other uses of water as well, which we have discussed over here. Water is a vital, renewable, natural resource of the Earth's surface. It is necessary for all the kinds of living organism like us. Ocean provides shelter to the variety of the living organism, plants and animals. That means this provide the life to the lakhs and crores of plants and animals that live in the oceanic areas. Next is different types of plants depend on the water for their growth and food. They get water through the rainfall and irrigation. So we give the water, or through the rainfall, the water received by the land and the plants grow. Water is also used in industries for processing and cooling down. Iron industry, cotton industries, or many more other industries are there which use water for their day-to-day processing, for cooling down of the substance, for cleaning of the impurities from the commodities, and so on. Next, it is used for generating hydroelectricity. As you can see in the module, there are certain dams, and through the dams we throw the water and open the doors of the dams that will flow the water downwards, and certain turbines are situated near to those doors. So it will create the amperes and the electricity will generate. So hydroelectricity, that means of generation of electricity through water. Then people use water for transportation purposes. In early time, water are the most significant mode of transportation. As you can see, people still date using the waterways for transporting the heavier commodities from one to another place, or movement of the people from one to another countries. Next, water is used to meet our daily needs such as drinking, cooking, bathing, washing, etc., as we all know very well. And it is also used for recreating things such as swimming, fishing, boating, and water surfing. So these all are the different kind of uses for which we are using our water resources. And it is shown in the form of pictures to you all. First is in the form of oceanic life. First picture is of oceanic life. Second, the industries where they are using the water for cleaning the cloth. Next is the dam, which is used for creating of hydroelectricity generation. Fourth is the ship, which used for the transportation from one to another place. Next is washing of fruits and vegetables. Next, for the drinking of water for our life. And the next is recreation activities like surfing of water. Now in this module, we are going to study about the conservation of the water resources. Conservation refers to the efficient utilization besides the protection, resource improvement and preservation. Water conservation focuses on several issues like improvement of vegetation cover to improve the underground water resources, rainwater harvesting, both for the storage and saving wasteful surface runoff. So these are basically the types of the techniques through which we can resolve or increase the volume of water resources and can utilize this for the future generation as well. Following steps could be taken to cover the water resources. First is grow different types of natural vegetation to slow down the surface runoff. That means the fertile soil to get moved with the water, so it could be stopped by growing more and more trees. In this way, the underground water storage can be improved. Next is impound water sources by making check dams. Making of more and more dams will also increase the level of increasing or storing of water that we received from the rainfall. Rainwater harvesting techniques can also be utilized to save the surface runoff. That means the water that we receive in the rain, that could be stored in our system like called rainwater harvesting, which is a kind of equipment established in the roofs of the plants and buildings, the houses and the buildings basically, so that we can store the water which is running off after the rainfall. Next is adequate amount of water should be used for the irrigation process. In arid regions like the deserting areas, we can use sprinkler techniques or the drip or the tractile irrigation methods that should be used to grow more and more commodities. As you can see in this picture, we have a drip irrigation system in which the pipes are established on the roots of the plants, and where the actual root is situated of the plant, we have certain holes. So when the water is thrown in these pipes, so the water will be given to only the roots of the plant so that they can grow well, and the requirement of water could be completed of the plant by having lesser wastage of water. Next is recycled water should be used as the coolant in the industries also using the water. So recycled water could be supplied to the industry so that they can utilize that water for their processing work, cooling down, and it could be a better use of water. At home we should also check the wastage of water. Wastewater of kitchen and washing can be used for the gardens and toilets. In this way water resources can be conserved and managed effectively. So this is done with my module. Take care. Bye bye.